Percents and sales number 2. We got done with percents and sales number 1 last time. As I told you, these last few units of the entire time you will have math class with me. So sad. They will be focusing on real life, sort of applicable problems that you're going to have when you go to buy things in the future. Let's get started. Open it up. Have this calculator up to the right. We're just going to be doing a few more problems like we did last time. And we're starting off with the shortcut. Do you remember what the shortcut is? What is 70% of 40? Now, those aren't the numbers that you probably have on your screen, but you probably have something similar. Meaning you have two numbers, and they each have a 0 on them. Now, 70%, as a reminder, is 0.70. Of always means multiply. And 40 is 40. But before I type in that 40, I want to again mention this awesome shortcut. And it's what makes these problems so fun. If you have zeros on both numbers when you're doing a percent multiplication, you can simply ignore them. Don't worry about decimals at all, and just multiply your two single-digit numbers together, 7 times 4, and you'll get your answer. And I'll prove that to you by finishing this calculation on the right. Either way, you get 28. And that is just so cool. So for number 2, I can race through this. 3 times 8, boom. 24. And you can just seem like a mental mathematician, a mental math magician as you do these problems. Impress your friends, impress the clerk when you're checking out with your clothes or whatever you just got on sale one day by having this mental math just ready to go. Be like, I already know the price. Don't tell me. This was a $60 shirt. It was 40% off, so it's 60% on. And that $40 shirt. This is a $40 shirt, 60% on. 4 times 6, $24. Boom. Done. Got it. Get it. Good. All right. Which number represent 85%? 85%. So we know that's 0.85. Let's check the other ones. 8 and 5/100ths. You could see that if you write that out, it tells you. Does it tell you? Oh, it doesn't. Well, that ends up being 8. Maybe you have to do it separately. 8 and 5/100ths. So 5/100ths is 0.05, or 5/100ths written as a decimal. And 8 in front of that would be 8.05, which is not the same thing. 8.5 is obviously not 0.85. 17 out of 20. Let's check that one. And again, you're just going through each of these. That's 0.85. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. 0.8 is obviously not 0.85. 85 out of 100. So again, as you're going through this, look at your numbers. Don't look at mine unless you somehow have the exact same problems. But even they're probably in different order. I have 3 answers for mine. How many do you have for yours? It is very helpful when you have percents off to just know all the different ways you can write it, all the different ways you can calculate it. There you go. 33 is 11% of what number? Again, I'm going to write this out for you. 33 is always means equal. 11%, so 0.11 of is always times. What number I'm going to write is a W. Again, algebra, sad me. We have no addition or subtraction, but we do have multiplication and division. Got to do the opposite. What's the opposite of multiplying by 0.11? We're going to divide by 0.11. 33 divided by 0.11. Again, I'm going to close out. If you need to pause this video, feel free to pause that. 33 divided by 0.11. 300. And I could check that before I even hit check by saying 11% of 300. Does that give me 33? Yep. So sure enough, I know I'm right. I love math problems that you can check. It gives you so much power, so much confidence knowing that you're right. All right, number 5. Eric bought a video game for $35. That's much cheaper than a lot of video games cost today. I know they cost closer to $60. He paid 9% sales tax, which is a very un-Oregon thing to do. At least at the time of this video, there's no sales tax in Oregon. Hasn't been for many years. Maybe in the future there will be. If there is, hopefully there's some lowering of other taxes to balance it out. But right now there's no sales tax. But if you go to Washington, if you go to California, any other state, other than I think maybe one other one, New Jersey? You'll have to look that up. Then you'll pay sales tax. Here's how you calculate sales tax. And it's weird the first time that it happens, especially if you go to, like, my favorite example, you go to Wendy's, you get well, at the time, again, it's 4 for $4. That gives you the, junior bacon cheeseburger, the nuggets, the fries, the drink, maybe you got a Frosty tag, and you've got your $4 on you, and then it says, sorry, that's $4.44. Now all of a sudden you're seeing, wait a minute, I don't even have change on me. I guess I get out my credit card or something. It's a little shocking when you have to pay sales tax the first time, having not grown up in a state, for those of you who've grown up in Oregon, where that's the case. But here's what you do. You take the price, in this case, of the video game, which is $35, and you multiply it times not just 0.09 for the 9%. You multiply it times 1.09. If you do that, then it accounts for the $35 as well as your 9%. If you leave off the 1, it just gives you the tax, and then you separately have to add that with the 35 in 2 steps. Instead, just put a 1 there. That will tell you how much you pay total for the item. Now, if you just want to know, I mean, that's the most applicable thing, right? Is how much am I going to pay for it? But if you want to know just the tax, like this problem says, then leave off the 1. And you've got, in this case, $3.15. But when you're out there in the quote-unquote real world, which is the most important thing about these lessons, finishing out the year, multiply it by 1 point, whatever. So if you're like, okay, I have 9% sales tax and I'm buying $100, do 100 times 1.09. Okay. Well, there you go. Short, sweet, simple. 5 questions. Covered a few different topics, though, that are each applicable. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this assignment, then, is 5 for 5 for you. See that 100% now. As always, I hope this video finds you safe, healthy, well, happy, content, at peace in the world, even during these times. Hopefully it's good to be able to hear my voice and go through these lessons one at a time, even away from our building. Much love to you all. As always, this has been Class Away from Class. Until we meet again.